There are 5 games on every casino floor, specifically designed to drain your wallet faster than any others. Games with neon lights, massive jackpot displays, and crowds of excited players. Games where the casino's advantage is so extreme that mathematically, you're guaranteed to lose, and casino workers are trained to guide you toward these games because they generate the highest profit margins in the building. Former dealers, pit bosses, and casino managers are breaking their silence. Here are the 5 games with the absolute worst odds, the exact house edge on each one, and what you should play instead if you actually want a chance at walking out with money. 5. Keno, the 25 to 40% house edge. Nobody talks about what it is. Keno looks like a lottery. You pick numbers on a card. The casino draws numbers. And if yours match, you win. It's relaxing. You can play while drinking. You can sit in the lounge instead of standing at a table. Casino workers love when you play Keno because you'll sit there for hours slowly losing everything. The brutal math: Keno has a house edge between 25% and 40% depending on the casino. That means for every $100 you bet, the casino keeps $25 to $40 on average. This is highway robbery compared to other games. To put this in perspective, most table games have a house edge under 5%. Keno is 5 to 8 times worse. Why casinos push it? Low staffing cost. One Keno runner can service 50 players. No dealers needed. No pit boss watching. Just automated drawings and players who don't realize they're playing the worst odds in the building. Casinos make more profit per square foot from Keno lounges than from anything except slot machines. A former Keno manager from Las Vegas told me, "We called Keno the retirement plan." Players would sit for 8-hour sessions, order drinks, pick the same numbers every draw. I never saw anyone profitable over more than 20 sessions. Not once in 5 years. But here's the specific numbers that should terrify you. If you play $5 per Keno game for 1 hour at 6 games per hour, you're wagering $30 per hour. With a 35% house edge, you're mathematically expected to lose $10.50 per hour. Play for 4 hours, a typical session, and you've lost $42, even if you feel like you're winning because you hit a few numbers. What to play instead? Craps pass line bet, house edge, 1.41%. On the same $30 per hour wagered, you'd expect to lose only 42 cents per hour instead of $10.50. That's a 96% reduction in expected losses. More engaging, and your money lasts 25 times longer. 4. Wheel of Fortune Big 6 wheel, but 24% sucker bet. What it is: a giant vertical wheel with money amounts on it. Dealer spins the wheel. Wherever it stops determines payout. Usually positioned near the casino entrance to attract passers-by with its size and simplicity. Just pick a number and watch it spin. Casino workers are trained to position themselves near this wheel during busy times to encourage play. The brutal math: the wheel typically has 54 positions. Most are $1 spaces, 23 spots. Some are $5, 15 spots. Fewer are $10, 7 spots. The house edge on $1 bets is 11%. On $5 bets, it's 17%. On $20 bets, it's 22%. On the Joker Slage and Cent, it's 24%. Players see that big 40, 1 or 45-1 payout and think it's worth betting. It's not. With only 1 meters 2 spaces out of 54, your actual odds of winning are 1 in 54, 1.85%. The payout would need to be 54, 1 to be fair. At 41 or 45-1, the casino is stealing 15 to 20% of your expected value every single spin. Why casinos love it? Visual spectacle. Big wheel spinning creates excitement and draws crowds. People gather around to watch. New players see the crowd and think this must be where the action is. Meanwhile, the house edge is eating everyone alive. A former pit supervisor explained, "The wheel was our tourist trap. We positioned it near entrances and pathways. Foot traffic would stop. Anyone betting it consistently would be broke within 30 minutes. But here's what makes this especially predatory. The wheel creates the illusion of near misses. It'll stop one space away from your bet frequently. This isn't random, it's physics and deliberate positioning of the stops. Your brain interprets almost won as encouragement to keep playing. You weren't almost winning. You were losing by exactly the same margin as every other loss. What to play instead? Blackjack with basic strategy. House edge, 0.5%. Same $5 per spin becomes $5 per hand. At 60 hands per hour, you're wagering $300 per hour with expected losses of $1.50 instead of $51 per hour on the wheel's high payout bets. That's 97% reduction in expected losses. 3 slot machines, the 8 to 15% silent wealth transfer. What it is, you know what slot machines are. Flashy lights, themed games, bonus rounds, progressive jackpots. They're 70% of casino floor space and generate 70% of casino revenue. There's a reason. The brutal math slot machines have house edges ranging from 8% to 15% depending on denomination and casino. Penny slots are the worst, often 12 to 15% house edge. Dollar slots are better, but still 8 to 10%. The casino isn't required to disclose this. You're playing blind against odds designed to extract maximum money over time. Here's the mechanism that destroys players. Speed. At a blackjack table, you play 60 niter 80 hands per hour. You can play 600 niters 800 spins per hour. Even with a lower bet per spin, the total amount wagered per hour is massive. Combine high speed with 8 to 15% house edge, and you're losing money faster than almost any other game. The math on a typical slot session, 50 cents per spin, 600 spins per hour equals $300 wagered per hour. At 10% house edge, you're expected to lose $30 per hour. Play for 3 hours, and you've lost $90. But it doesn't feel like you lost $90 because you won frequently small amounts that were less than your cumulative bets. A former slot technician revealed slots are programmed with a PAR sheet, probability accounting report. It determines RTP return to player. Corporate sets RTP targets, penny slots around 88%, quarter slots around 92%, dollar slots around 94%. Those percentages are calculated over millions of spins. Short term, you'll win and lose randomly. Long term, the math always wins. But here's the psychological trap. Slot machines use variable ratio reinforcement, random wins that trigger dopamine. This is the most addictive reinforcement schedule known to psychology. Rats pressing levers for food on variable ratio schedules will press thousands of times even when food stops coming. Slot machines exploit the exact same mechanism in your brain, and the near-miss programming is real. Slot reels aren't random, they're weighted. The jackpot symbol appears frequently on the first and second reel, rarely on the third. You see cherry fail on the third reel constantly. This creates the illusion that jackpots are close. The third reel is programmed to avoid that symbol. You're seeing deliberate psychological manipulation. What to play instead? Baccarat banker bet. House edge. 1.06%. Slower pace, lower hands per hour, dramatically better odds. $10 per hand at 50 hands per hour equals $500 wagered per hour, with expected losses of $5.30 instead of $30 on slots. That's 82% reduction in expected losses. 2. American roulette. The 5.26% that doubles with one extra number. What it is. Spinning wheel with numbered pockets. This ball lands in a pocket. You win if you bet on that number or category. Seems fair. It's not. The brutal math American roulette has 38 pockets, numbers 136, plus 0 and 0, 0. European roulette has 37 pockets. Numbers 1 measures 36, plus only 1 0. That single extra pocket, the 0 doubles the house edge from 2.7% to 5.26%. You're giving the casino twice as much advantage for literally no reason. Here's why this matters. On an even money bet, red, black, odd bet, even, fair odds with 36 numbers would be 50/50ths. But with two green pockets, 0 and 0, you only win 18 out of 38 spins. That's 47.37% win rate instead of 50%. Those 2.63 percentage points compound over time. The math over a session, $10 per spin, 40 spins per hour, equals $400 wagered per hour. At 5.26% house edge, you're expected to lose $21.04 per hour. Play for 4 hours, and you've lost $84.16. European roulette with 2.7% house edge would cost you only $43.20 over the same session. That extra 0 pocket costs you an additional $40.96, a former roulette dealer explained. Players don't understand the 0 and 0. They think it's just two more numbers to bet on. It's not. Those are house pockets. When the ball lands there, almost every bet on the table loses. That's where the house edge comes from. Every time I spun and hit 0 or 0, I'd collect 90% of the chips on the table. But here's the bet that's even worse than standard roulette. The basket bet, or first 5 bet in American roulette, betting on 0, 1, 2, and 3 simultaneously. This bet has a 7.89% house edge. The worst single bet in roulette ever. What to play instead? European roulette, if available, cuts house edge in half to 2.7%. Some casinos offer French roulette with la partage rule. If you bet even money and ball lands on 0, you only lose half your bet. This reduces house edge to 1.35%, nearly as good as blackjack. One casino wore the simple game with a 2.88% edge that becomes 18.65% on TAS. What it is, the children's card game war turned into a casino game. Dealer deals one card to you, one to themselves. Higher card wins. Twoies go to war. You double your bet and dealer deals again. Seems innocent. It's a trap. The brutal math. Base game has 2.88% house edge on your initial bet. Not terrible, but the tie bet, a side bet that your card will tie the dealer's, has an 18.65% house edge. This is one of the worst bets in the entire casino, and dealers are trained to encourage it. Here's the trap. Casino War is marketed as simple and fun. No strategy needed. That's code for you can't improve your odds. Proper strategy reduces house edge. In poker, skill matters. In Casino War, you're a passive participant watching random cards determine outcomes while paying 2.88% premium for the privilege. But the real killer is the tie bet. Players see ties happen and think that would have been a big payout. Ties occur about 7.4% of the time. The bet pays 10-1. If it were fair, it would need to pay 12.51 to match the true odds. At 10-1, the casino is keeping 18.65% of every dollar you bet on ties. A former Casino War dealer revealed management told us to push the tie bet. Make it exciting. Tell them ties are due. Remind them of the payout. Players would bet $5 main and $5 tie every hand. That $5 tie bet had nearly 20% house edge. That $5 tie bet lost them more money than the main game. We'd see players betting ties for hours. They'd hit 1 or 2 and think they were doing great. The math was destroying them. The speed makes this worse. Casino War is fast. 80-100 hands per hour, $5 per hand, $400-500 wagered per hour. At 2.88% house edge, you lose $11.52, 14.40 per hour on main bets. Add $5 tie bets at 18.65% house edge, and you're losing an additional $7.46, 9.33 per hour. Combined, you're losing $19.24 per hour on what seems like a simple, harmless game. What to play instead? Literally anything else on this list is better, but specifically, play Baccarat player or banker bets. House edge, 1.24% and 1.06% respectively. Same simple gameplay, card gets dealt, higher wins, but with 1/3 the house edge and no sucker side bets pushed by dealers. The pattern you need to see: look at what all 5 of these worst games have in common. They're all simple. No strategy, no skill, no decisions. You bet, something happens. You win or lose. Casinos market this as fun and easy. It's actually we've removed all variables where you could reduce our edge. They're all visually appealing. Big colorful Keno boards, giant spinning wheels, flashy slot machines, elegant roulette wheels. These games are designed to look exciting. Excitement doesn't correlate with good odds. It correlates with high house edge. They're all positioned prominently. You'll find these games near entrances, walkways, and high-traffic areas. Casinos deliberately place their highest edge games where the most people will see them. The best odds games, blackjack, baccarat, craps, are deeper in the casino, where you have to seek them out. They all have side bets or variations that are even worse. Keno bet variations, wheel high payout sections, slot progressive bets, roulette basket bets, casino war tie bets. The base game is already bad. The side bets are catastrophic. Dealers are trained to encourage these because they increase casino profit. What to actually play? If you're going to gamble, play games where skill matters or house edge is minimal. Blackjack with basic strategy, 0.5% house edge. Learn basic strategy. It's not counting cards, it's just optimal play for every hand based on math. Reduces house edge to nearly nothing. Baccarat banker bet, 1.06% house edge. No strategy needed, just bet banker every time. Slightly worse than blackjack, but requires zero skill or memorization. Craps pass don't pass with odds, 1.41% house edge, reduced to 0.6% with full odds. Craps seems complicated, but the basic bets are simple. Pass line bet plus maximum odds behind it gives you the best overall odds in the casino. European French roulette, 2.7% house edge, 1.35% with la partage. If you like roulette, only play single zero wheels. Never play American double zero roulette unless European isn't available. The truth: casino workers won't tell you every casino worker knows which games have the worst odds. They're trained on house edge. They know the math, but they're also trained to encourage you to play high-edge games because that's where the casino makes money. A former pit boss summarized it perfectly. We knew the math. We knew slots, Keno, the wheel, and side bets were crushing players. But our job was maximizing casino revenue. That meant directing players toward high-edge games and away from low-edge games. We'd comp slot players aggressively: free rooms, free meals, show tickets, blackjack card counters, and skilled players. We'd make them uncomfortable until they left. The casino doesn't want skilled play. It wants emotional, entertainment-focused play on games with terrible odds. But some games give the house a 0.5% edge over time. Others give the house a 25% edge. Know the difference. Play the games where your money lasts 50 times longer. If you walk into a casino and head straight for Keno, the big six-wheel, slots, roulette, or casino war, you're playing exactly what the casino wants you to play, and you're going to lose faster than you need to. Choose better. The math doesn't lie.